You might swear that The Incredibles is just another cute Pixar animation, made for kids to watch while eating popcorn and for parents to relax, because it's a family movie. But if you watch it carefully, without the innocent eyes of a child, you'll realize this story was never made just for the little ones. In fact, it has way more adult layers than it seems. Behind the colorful costumes, the flashy superpowers, and the fun for all ages label, there's a subtext loaded with themes no kid could ever grasp. Scenes that were actually planned but cut out because they were way too controversial, and details that only become obvious when we grow up. And I'm not saying this out of nowhere. The creator of The Incredibles, Brad Bird, has said in interviews that he didn't make this movie with kids in mind. He said he wanted to tell a superhero story, but with adult dilemmas, real-life dramas like midlife crisis, a struggling marriage, work pressure, and even the feeling of failure. That explains why, when you watch as a kid, you only notice the action, Jack turning into fire, and Dash running faster than lightning. But when you rewatch it as an adult, you see Helen suspecting betrayal, Bob depressed because he feels his life has lost its purpose, the government forcing heroes to hide like criminals, and deep down, everything revolving around family, distrust, routine, and responsibility. And that's where things get even more interesting. Because it's not just the scenes we saw in theaters that carry this weight. There are several deleted scenes that Pixar actually animated and storyboard, and even included in the DVD extras, but later decided to cut. And some of them make it crystal clear that The Incredibles could have been way more controversial than it already was. One of the most famous is Helen confronts Bob. In the movie we all know, Helen finds a blonde hair on Bob's suit and just makes that "I'm suspicious, but I won't say anything" face. But in the deleted version, she doesn't hold back. She goes straight to the point and asks him, "Are you having an affair?" Imagine Elastigirl, mother of three, confronting Mr. Incredible about cheating in the middle of a Disney cartoon. That scene is in the official extras and storyboard form, and clearly shows how different the tone was supposed to be. Another confirmed deleted scene is known as Helen's Nightmare. This one never went beyond storyboard, but it's official and it's in the extras. In it, Helen dreams of Bob being pampered by several women in swimsuits, all throwing themselves at him. Meanwhile, she suffers, feels invisible, eaten up by jealousy. It's one of the most adult moments Pixar ever planned, but it was scrapped precisely because it was far too controversial. And here's the important part. It's not like Pixar accidentally added these controversies. On the contrary, Brad Bird always said he wanted the film to be for everyone, not just for kids. And to do that, he needed to add moments with double meaning. The Incredibles is full of confirmed adult metaphors. Bob has super strength because he carries the weight of the world on his shoulders. Helen stretches herself because she has to juggle everything at once. Dash represents the hyperactivity of a kid who just can't sit still. Violet symbolizes teenage insecurity, wanting to be invisible to the world. And Jack is pure chaos, the unpredictable storm a baby brings into a household. And then there's the social critique. The government chasing heroes, forcing them to live in hiding like criminals, is a clear metaphor for exclusion, prejudice, and state control. A 7-year-old won't understand that, but an adult will catch it instantly. And this isn't exclusive to The Incredibles. Disney and Pixar have always packed their films with hidden jokes. In Toy Story, Mr. Potato Head makes couple jokes only adults get. In Shrek, which is DreamWorks, Pixar's rival, the sexual references disguised as humor are even more explicit. And even in films like Up and Inside Out, there are subtexts only grown-ups can pick up on. The result is that The Incredibles became one of Pixar's most respected films. Kids see a fun cartoon, but adults see a marriage drama, a social critique, a study of identity, and even a story about failure and redemption. And the official deleted scenes only reinforce the feeling that Pixar originally wanted to deliver an even bolder movie than Disney would allow. Now, besides the confirmed material, there are also those that became fan legends. One of the most talked about is the idea that in The Incredibles 2, there was a scene where Violet turned invisible and, along with her invisibility, her clothes disappeared too. In other words, she was basically naked but invisible. Officially, Pixar has never confirmed this scene, but the rumor spread because it makes sense. Violet can only control her power properly with the special suit Edna Mode designed. Without it, things would go unstable. It's one of those theories never proven, but it fits the daring direction Pixar seemed to be heading. Another recurring rumor is about the villain. Today we all remember Syndrome as one of Pixar's greatest villains. But there's an old fan theory that in the very first draft, the main villain was supposed to be Zirek, allegedly Elastigirl's ex, over 200 years old, who stayed young by draining other people's life energy. Obsessed with her, he wanted to destroy Bob out of pure obsession. This has never been officially confirmed. It doesn't appear in interviews, extras, or any Pixar material. Most likely, it started in fan forums. And there are more myths. One of them is the so-called ketchup scene. According to the story, Bob would be chopping food in front of his neighbors, pretend to cut his fingers, and smear ketchup around to cover it up, hiding his secret identity as a hero. But as far as anyone knows, this scene only exists in fan imagination. There's no official record of it in storyboard or extras. In The Incredibles 2, the darkest rumor involves babysitter Carrie, the one who took care of Jack in the first movie. In the final cut, she barely appears. But fans swear there was a deleted scene where her memory was erased, and she shows up acting weird, smiling strangely as if she were traumatized. This has also never been confirmed. These legends spread so much that they're still popping up today in forums, videos, and fan debates. And even though they've never been confirmed, they reinforce the same point. The Incredibles was never just an innocent family adventure, but a film full of layers, metaphors, controversies, and secrets that only become clear with time. In the end, what made it to theaters was a polished, filtered, carefully edited version. But even so, to this day, when we rewatch it, we realize The Incredibles was never just a kiddie cartoon. It was, and still is, a film full of adult themes, sharp metaphors, official deleted scenes, and legendary rumors that keep fans' imagination alive.